You can do all the marketing in the world, even on the right platforms. But if your messaging isn't different, you're competing to outspend your competitors, not outmarket them.
Yeah.
And let's face it, there's always somebody else willing to spend more money.
Welcome to Be Bold Branding, where we discuss the power of differentiating yourself through your own unique story and standout personal brand.
Today, we are talking about marketing strategies that have stolen more money than Bernie Madoff. And that's a lot. It's one of the things we hear often. I've spent so much money marketing my business that I can't waste another dollar. And then they begin to read the list of marketing tools and systems that are longer than Santa's naughty list.
So without further ado, here are the top 3 things that make marketing strategies fail. Number 1, they are not aimed at the right audience. That's important. Let's face it, if the marketing platform that you're using doesn't have your ideal prospect on the other end of it, then it's a complete waste of money. Now, this might sound pretty basic, but you'd be very amazed at the things that we have heard and people have done.
Yeah. So, for instance, one client spent thousands trying to sell an online course aimed at very busy clientele who really just didn't have time to watch the videos or fill out the homework assignments or do the work themselves that almost every online course requires. But by simply changing their audience slightly, they were able to target an audience very similar but different enough that was a perfect fit. And they made $100,000 in the first 2 months after making that change. That's $100,000 in the first 2 months after making that one simple change that ruins a lot of marketing.
Yeah, wastes a lot of money. Number 2, your marketing vehicles don't carry a unique message. That's important. You can do all the marketing in the world, even on the right platform. So you've solved problem number 1. But if your messaging isn't different, you're competing to outspend your competitors, not outmarket them. And let's face it, there's always somebody else willing to spend more money.
Exactly. We talked about that a while back. It's like there's 2 ways to get to number 1. You can either outspend your competitors with a blasé vanilla message, right? Or you can outmarket them, meaning working smarter rather than harder and saving more of your hard-earned money. I noticed that people waste a lot of money marketing a wrong message and image. When I first entered the media world, I had clients who were spending tens of thousands of dollars every month, and they were marketing their business without a clear and different message. Both those things. They had no clear message, right? It's just, hey, this is what I do. Come see me, right? and then a different message that separated them from everybody else in their space. And that's the uniqueness we're talking about, because there is so much noise out there in the world. I mean, and that, when I'm talking about being in the media world, was back before there was anything called an internet. So it was a totally different world back then. But you still were working hard to outspend people instead of outmarket them back in those days. And you guys see that, even watching non-appointment TV like Hulu or Netflix or Prime Video, things like that. Some of those platforms like Peacock and Paramount, those platforms, they still run commercials. Do me a favor and just watch those commercials, because every time we watch anything on television, we're looking at each other and I say to Michael, what was that? I don't even know what that was. If they didn't have the logo at the end of the commercial, I would have never figured it out. Yeah. It's some crazy stuff.
And they spend untold amounts of money on that ridiculousness. Anyway, number 3, people fail because they don't use them consistently. And it's one of my favorite things. Consistency is everything. Marketing is a lot like a treadmill in your basement. Like if you use it once a month or you just hanging clothes on it, it's not going to do any good for you, right? Even if you solve like number 1 and number 2 and you dial that in, you got target audience, you've got your unique message dialed in, then your goal is to use that marketing platform consistently. Because if you don't, it goes back to what I always talk about. People call us and they're like, oh, I sent out a postcard to 10,000 people and I didn't get one phone call. And I even put a puppy dog on. And I'm like, well, You know, people
Well-
are busy. Like you send them one thing, they probably are not going to stand. You're not going to stand out in their mind. Like consistency is the actual key to it. But you can also be consistently a failure if you don't tie it in correctly. You know, and I got to be personal about this. I've told y'all this story before, but 20 years, I thought just spend the money on marketing and some of it will work. I thought that was the way to do it until I met Tanya. And when Tanya's like, no, dial in your audience and dial in your message, and then you can target who it is that you're trying to do business with. And it transformed us. And it'll transform you too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And this particular one, you know, not using your marketing vehicles correctly. Well, we work with a lot of podcasters these days, and here are some crazy statistics that might blow your mind.
They did mine.
Yeah, exactly. 90% of podcasts don't get past episode 3.
90%.
That's 1.8 million podcasters who quit. And of the 200,000 left, 90% of those will quit after 20 episodes.
Wow. Do the math on that, guy.
Exactly. So again, you can have the greatest message and greatest image in the world if you get past, 1 and 3, right? But if you're not consistent, you kind of become your own Bernie Madoff, I hate to say.
You're in control of your own destiny.
That's right.
Listen, if you feel like your brand could use some clarity, and I assure you it can, and especially if you're involved with like a lot of different projects, if you are a coach, a speaker, an author, a podcaster, somebody that's got several different projects, some of them you've spent money on and got them started, they're ready to roll, but you're not making any money with them yet, and you need to learn how to rein them in and market them correctly. We started a Facebook group for that, and we'd love for you to join it. And it's called Build Your Business Star Brand. We'll put it up on the show notes for you. Please join it, because it's just a bunch of brains coming together and trying to crack this code every day. And we've got new content on it every day. And we'd love for you to contribute to it.
Absolutely. Join the group, guys. And hey, do us a favor this holiday season, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
We can bring you more topics just like this, so you don't lose more money than the clients of Bernie Madoff. Yeah, I'm picking on Bernie Madoff.
You're
today.
picking
for
on
good
old
reason.
Burns.
That's okay.
Oh, Bernie.
I don't mind that. Does anybody else?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey guys, it's all about prosperity, and prosperity favors the bold. So be bold, especially in this holiday season and coming up in 2023. Join our Facebook group. We want to talk to you.
Bye, guys.
Brought to you by BrandFace, the only comprehensive personal brand building system across the globe.